It's Not My Weekend Podcast with your boy Jerry G, episode 226, más o menos, live from Santa Clarita, California, aquí en Tres Studios. And it is Wednesday morning, April 9th, dog. I'm here making a long drive to Santa Clarita, an hour and a half, bro. You guys don't even know what I go through in the morning to get here, dog. No, you don't even, my producer doesn't know. Shout out to my producer, Eric, in the back right there, dog. We're in concrete studios out here, beautiful little Santa Clarita, which I'm starting to like a little bit more and more, dog. I was never a Santa Clarita fan, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's still LA, still LA County, just on the opposite side of LA. LA is huge, as you know, right? And this is what I go through every morning, guys, just to get to here, to you, so I could be with you every week, okay? I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. Okay, I'm venting. Let me vent a little bit, dog. Because one of the reasons I am so proud and happy and blessed to be a stand-up comedian is knowing that I don't have to wake up early and get into that gridlock traffic and go to my 9 and 5 and I can sleep in, No, you would think none of that I get to do. None of that, bro. Al contrario, on the contrary, I wake up early AF, bro. Every day, dog. Sucks, dude. It's like it feels so unfair, but I do it. Okay, I do it. Every morning I wake up at 6:30, dog. Take my shower, get my stuff done, get ready, and gotta take my boys to school, dog. All right. I live in Huntington Park, California, dog. Born and raised, and I love it out there, dog. But my son, my little one, still goes to Azusa School District, dog, which is about 35 miles away. East from Huntington Park, dog. 35 miles, dog, okay? And if you would think, that's a mile a minute. You're there in half an hour. No manches. Not in the morning, compita. Not at 7 o'clock in the morning. Those 35 miles is not a minute a mile, bro. It's at least 2-3 minutes a mile, bro. So it takes me about at least an hour to get to his school every morning. All right, so now I'm driving through gridlock to get across town 35 miles to get my son to school on time. We leave around 7:15, 7:20. His school starts at 8:15. We're pulling up to his school, dog, literally at 8:14, bro. Every morning, dog. 8:14, dog. All right? Ahí voy en chinga, güey. Every morning, dog. Get there, dog. Drop them off, dude. Oh, and I drop off the older ones first, dog. But I drop those fools off at Starbucks, dog. I just leave them at Starbucks, dog, because their school starts till 8:30, dog. A las 7:30, I'm dropping them off at Starbucks, bro. And good luck to you guys. So figure it out, dog. No, they like that. They like going to Starbucks. So now they're buying Starbucks every morning, though, dog. So that takes a toll on my goddamn account, fool. So now that I drop them off, then I go to Azusa. I drop my son to Autism, right? So now I have a little break. 8:15 to like 8:30, I got a little break, right? That's where I go get my coffee, get my little breakfast, dog, little pantry, little, whatever, dog. But now I gotta come to Santa Clarita. So now from Azusa to Santa Clarita, we're looking at about another 45, 50 miles, compa. So I leave from 8:30, and what time is it now? 10:30, dog?
10:24.
Yeah. And I literally just walked in right now, dog. So it takes me like 2 hours to get from Azusa to Santa Clarita way to be here with you guys, dog. To be here. And I love doing this, bro. Dude, this is episode 226, so 226 times. And about 50 of them have been here now on YouTube. And I think it's a great decision, bro. I used to really enjoy doing just the audio. The audio was just for me, dog. I'm an old head, dog. That's the way I like just intimacy. Straight to the point. No gimmicks. Let's get to it. Let's talk. Let's vlog. But I get it, bro. I think for years, people were like, dude, do the YouTube. Do the YouTube, dog. I understand why. I don't like to be in front of camera. I don't like to be in camera. I really don't. It's not my thing, bro. I don't like to get pictures taken of me. I don't. I don't like that shit, dog. Unless I'm acting in a professional environment with makeup and good cameras and lighting, then I'm down to be in front of camera, dog.
Hey, that shit don't make no sense to me, though.
Why?
You be on stage multiple times a week.
But I'm not being recorded or filmed. That's live audience. Live audience.
That's false also. I have so many of your videos and
Pero,
Your live things.
pero it's part of the job, bro. It's part of the job.
That's
dog.
what I'm saying. It's part of the job, but you're squeamish in front of the camera. It's kind of weird to me.
It's weird, bro. I know. It's an oxymoron. It is what it is. Like dude, I have a friend who worked for a telephone company, and he's afraid of heights. He had to climb telephone poles, and he's afraid of heights. Pero le pagan bien. He gets paid really well. Because I would tell him, how do you do that? How are you? Like, I even call BS, bro. Like, how you can be afraid of heights and be climbing telephone poles, bro? He's like, bro, first of all, the training, they take me to extensive training. Second of all, I pray. Third of all, I rely on my equipment to take care of me. And fourth of all, I get paid really, really, really well. So obviously, I'm going to put up with it. Same thing with me, bro. Like, I hate being in front of cameras, bro. I don't mind being in front of people. I don't mind because people are not like, it's different, bro. It's just different. When you're talking to somebody in person, it's diferente way. I'm talking about just being filmed, dog. I don't like that stuff. But this is a cool little setup. The lighting's pretty good, Eric knows what he's doing. No, I'm not wearing makeup. I should. I wish. It's not in the budget, dog. Which I've talked about before. I think we should normalize makeup for men.
Why?
I just don't understand why we're not. We're in 2025, Eric. We're in 2025, dog. Estamos en el futuro. We're living in the future, right? Where everything is like, dude, gay people are cool. Trans is even cooler now.
Gay people
everything, autism is amazing. Everything's like, we're so accepting, which I'm all about, dog. I'm all about that, bro. Why can't we be about men,
speaking of
heterosexual men wearing makeup, dog?
Hey, speaking of that, I'm sorry to cut you off. So,
go ahead, fool.
Are you going to be free Sunday?
I think so. Yeah.
Good. We have an autism event.
Oh, I heard about it.
So we would love for you to come support. The studio's going to be there. Duno's going to be there.
Yeah.
We're all going to be there.
I don't see why not. I really don't see why not, bro.
No.
I'm super pro spectrum. I've talked about it before. Autism spectrum. Autism. My nephew is autistic, bro, and he's the one that first turned me on to. He's now 18. He turned 18 this year, graduating high school this year. And I love this dude, man. I actually, it's on my notes here, bro, on my segments, because we're doing segment now, bro. This is my opening vent. I'll always do a little opening vent about where I'm at in life. And then we're going to get into our segments. My segments are going to include, one of them is called Remember When. I'm going to talk about the old days, dog, back in the day. Go back little, history of Jerry G. And then I want to talk about what I'm watching on TV, which is binging, what I'm binging right now. And Love on the Spectrum is what season 3 just dropped. And I want to talk about that. I love that show. I'm going to get to your questions. I got some questions. People are leaving comments on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. We're going to read some of those. And I want to talk about sports, of course, dog. Sports is my passion, bro. It's my go-to. It's my getaway. When I'm not thinking about comedy or family, sports is literally my escape, bro. So as you know, I'm a huge Dodger, Laker, football fan. I like the Raiders. I'm a Raider fan. I like the Rams. But I'm an LA sports fan, dog. So and with football, I'm a big fantasy football guy. So I really like. I get to I'm invested in a lot of teams because of the players, right? But when it comes to Dodgers and Lakers. Dodgers, Lakers, it's life. But yeah, okay. So anyways, dude, yeah, I lost my track. Lost track of time here, dog. But basically that's where we're at, okay? Makeup. I was talking about makeup.
Yeah.
I've brought this up before.
How this generation now accepts a lot of.
We're very accepting. This generation is very accepting, and I like that. It's cool, dude. It's fine, right? Why? There should be a makeup line for men. I'm talking about subtleness, subtle powder, subtle little liner, subtleness, bro. Where we still look like the men that we are. All right. Pero es que yo siempre, I've talked about this before. I've always suffered from like oily skin. I still break out, bro. I'm 45 years old and I still get pimples. It's so unfair, dog. Why? Let's do it. And men on TV that we see every day, Charles Barkley and news anchors and celebrities and movie stars and reality stars, they all wear makeup. Nobody says no. Nobody calls them out. Nobody says, hey, look at Shaq. He's wearing makeup. Look at Shaquille O'Neal. No one says that, dog. He's wearing makeup. Okay? So, like, why can't we wear makeup every day going to the store? Going to Costco. Why can't we wear makeup when we go to Costco, dog? Women do it all the time. Women do it all the time. And I appreciate it. I like it. You look very prettier. Men should be able to do that same thing, dog. I'm just saying, dog. I'm going to keep beating this until we make it, until we normalize it. I'm going to keep coming to it. And hopefully when I get famouser, this will be one of the first things I will stand on.
Wait a second. Back up. So you want to normalize that because you would like to wear makeup every day?
Yes, I want to wear makeup every day.
So stop being a weenie and wear the shit every day, folks.
Because there's no makeup for men.
Yes, there is.
I'm
calling bullshit.
Not makeup that I could just go to like a CVS and grab a quick little makeup from CVS for men.
I think there is, folks. Can somebody comment and check that for me?
Let me know if there is. There probably is. Maybe if I Google some stuff, I guess. I don't know. I don't think so. But it's not very, it's not there at your, you can't, there's no makeup just anywhere for men, dog, is what I'm trying to tell you, dog. It's not normalized enough.
I think it's more normal than you think, dog.
I would like to wake up every morning and spend an extra little 5 minutes pampering myself and putting on a little dab in here and then, just looking a little more filtered up and more pretty when I come outside, dog. Is that so much to ask? Is that I know men are with me on this. I know it, dog. Maybe our skin is built different, but mine is not. Mine is very oily and I don't like it and I wish I could do more about it. All right? And trust me, I've tried everything. I've tried all the products, bro. All the face creams, all the face washes, I've tried them all, bro. But it is what it is, all right? That's where we at. Let's move on to segments, compa. First segment I want to talk about. First of all, before forget a segment. Continuing with my opening here. Big week last week. Horchata with Oat Milk premiered. It dropped, compita. It dropped and it's here. Not technically not here. Pre-orders are being done right now on Horchata with Oat Milk. You can purchase the movie. I believe it's like $10. Buy the movie. But I heard you can't watch it until like April 20th or something. I don't know. That's not my thing. Yo no sé esas cosas. Okay? But I know the movie's available now. I'm getting bombarded by messages. Where can I watch it? Where can I buy it? Where can I support? And I appreciate all you guys who are doing that. You can buy it on Horchata with Oat Milk. I think there's a little reference, little line there when you buy it. It says, who told you about the movie? Tell them Jerry G sent you. Tell them Jerry G sent you, bro. They just want to keep tabs on who's promoting and who's not. Anyways, the Horchata with Oat Milk premiere was a success. Thank you, everyone who came out Tuesday, April 1st. Okay, a little over a week ago. That's the day I recorded the last episode that morning, so I didn't get to talk about it. But the experience was amazing. The turnout was great. Brought my kids out, brought my girl out, saw a lot of great friends out there, a lot of great people I hadn't seen in a long time. And I got to do the little open monologue, introduced the movie. It was just an honor, bro. And it's an honor to be a part of this little project. Once again, it's a passion project. It's fun. They did a great job editing it, adding music, filling in some little gaps that needed to be done for the movie to be a little bit more successful. And they did an amazing job, bro. Shout out to LV The Vision, Echoes World, John Doe, Johnny Murillo, Chicano Hollywood, everyone involved, and all the actors, of course. Congratulations, dog. Congratulations, dog. It was great. I think it was pretty good. And I say that honestly, bro. That's why I say, because I felt it could be better. I'm very hard on myself. I wish it was even better than the product that was put out there. But the product that was put out there was good, dude. And it was funny. It was relatable. People laughed when they were supposed to laugh. And I think we got our point across, dude. Okay. With that said, we could always do better, of course, right? We can always do better. And we've learned from this, dude. And I'm excited to what's next. Okay. Hopefully this movie gets picked up, purchased. Maybe we can reshoot some scenes. Maybe we could scratch it and just do a whole new film together. Who knows? But we'll see what happens from here on. Eventually, we hope this movie will make it to like Amazon, Hulu, Netflix. We don't know yet. It's still being shopped around. In the meantime, you're able to watch it by going to horchatawithoatmilk.com, buying it. It's yours. You'll own it. And it's there. And it's going to be a part of history, to be honest with you, dog, because a lot of people in this film are just shooting up big time, bro. So you'll be able to have a movie of like, remember when this guy first started, bro? Remember when this first, dog? And that movie was shot in 2021. So we all look a lot younger than we look today. We do. I noticed. Pinche Duno's dog, he looks like a baby, dog. He looks like he still shits yellow, bro. I'm telling you. He looks like he's still on Similac. I'm telling you, bro. He looks really young. I feel younger. I look younger there. Concrete también. We're all like look so innocent. Like this is our first time on screen together. This is kind of where we met. This is the beginning of the Avengers of Perrito's world. And I think it's really cool, very special to see that, dog. And I think it comes off on the screen. From there, our friendship began. Jay Valentino's also on it. Anthony Fernandez. A bunch of great people are on it, dude. And I think it's just built from there, bro. And it's something special to own, honestly, bro. Memory, okay? I haven't bought it yet, but I will buy it. Since I watched it already, I'm kind of like, waiting for it. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I'll buy it. All right? That's it. Okay? That's it. That was my opening segment, okay? Let's move on, bro. I got some more segments to get to, man. First of all, I think we should get to, let me see. Let's talk about binging TV. I want to talk about binging TV, bro. I love TV. Besides sports, every night when I go to bed around 10. I settle in around 10. And from 10 to like midnight, 11:30 midnight, I put on something to watch, bro. Right? I put on something to watch. Relaxes my mind, focuses me. It actually gives me ideas about what to talk about, what to share, so forth and so on. I finished watching White Lotus, season 3. I really enjoyed season 1. I think it was amazing. Season 2 was pretty good. Season 3, I gotta be honest, it took a little bit of a dip, dog. It was not as good as the other two. And that tends to happen, of course, right? Of course. With anything. I wasn't as invested this time. A lot of build up, and the payoff was just not good enough. Fool. The last episode usually takes place where like it's a big, huge explosion of things that go down. It just didn't do it for me, bro. Some of the characters were dope. I like the 3 chicks that go vacation together. I think they were dope. They're attractive. They're cougars. They're old. They're like my age. I'm relating to them. They're hot. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I wish there was more with that. I didn't really like where their story kind of went. I always enjoy watching what White Lotus does is that they poke fun of like rich, entitled, white, privileged people, and they have this family there, right? The guy who loses everything. The family's fun, a lot of fun. Arnold Schwarzenegger's son is in it. And the family itself is really fun, but once again, that story just kind of it fizzles and it doesn't really go anywhere good. Again, so there's a lot of goods and bads. The acting is always amazing. The acting is great. The casting is always great. That's what keeps you like just stuck to the show and coming back to it because of the characters. But the story itself, there was no payoff for me, doc. So let me know what you think about White Lotus 3. I'll come back to it next season. Next time it comes back, season 4 is been announced, and I'm ready for it. And I watch it. I wish I could talk to somebody about this. You know what? I'm gonna start bringing some guests and talk some of that stuff with me. But yeah, White Lotus, check it out. The other thing I'm watching right now, and it just dropped. I'm only like on episode 1 or 2. I've only seen like a couple episodes. Love on the Spectrum season 3, Netflix, compa. I'm a big fan of this show, and I'm glad you brought up the Spectrum stuff. Concrete, Dunos, and probably myself. It's a Sunday. It's kind of iffy for me on Sunday, but we're having a great event. Tell them once again what the event is on the Spectrum, on the Spectrum, autism.
What a dick. I'm not actually sure, but it's an autism event. It's in, I want to say Norwalk. Let me look it up.
Oh, Norwalk? Okay, cool. That's on my side of town.
Let me look.
I thought it was on this side of town.
No.
Oh, more than likely, then I'll stop behind you.
It is on Sunday. I think it's 12 to 6.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right here. So here we go. 4th Annual Autism Awareness Community Event, Sunday, April 13th, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. It is at 12500 Firestone Boulevard.
Oh, yeah. That's in my hood.
Hotel Saddleback.
A huevo. I'll be there. I don't see why not. I'll be there.
All the information is on Concrete's IG.
Yeah, I'll share it too, bro, for sure. Check it out. Okay. So much about the show I enjoy. I love their naiveness, just their innocence, their honesty, their straightforwardness. It's amazing. It's amazing what these people go through. I was gonna say characters, but real people. It's obviously a reality show about adults on the spectrum with autism, dating and looking for love. I think it's great, dog. I think it's so awesome. Since season 1, I fell in love with this show, dog. I'm glad it's back. A lot of the same characters come back, right? Personalities, and you just kind of get invested with them. So many to talk about. Again, I'm not really good with names, but I just enjoy watching it every time, dog. So there's a little specific little story about this, man. So there's a character named Danny Bowman on this show who I've got an opportunity to meet. I did a podcast with her. She was actually in the Huntington Park Parade this last year. And I wasn't able to attend the Huntington Park Parade. I was out of town. I was invited to, but I wasn't in it. So I was looking forward to meeting her. But we did meet through Zoom on an interview. She interviewed me. They were raising money for some stuff. And I was, she was able to interview. I got to talk to her. So small world, Huntington Park police. And I can say this because he put it out there. It's on social media, bro. There's articles now, dog. Spoiler alert. Danny Bowman is on the spectrum and she's looking for love on the spectrum, right? So she's dating. She actually has a boyfriend on the show in season 3. Spoiler alert, right? I guess I haven't seen the episode. I haven't seen the season myself, but obviously, and I'm saying this because I wasn't too happy about it either, dog. But there's articles out there. Where are they now, currently? Because obviously this was shot last year. And so obviously that relationship did not work out. She's not with that guy anymore. So I'm interested to see what happened because they seem very happy in episode 1. Fast forward to today, 2025, she's with someone else. She's not with that guy from the show anymore. Okay? But Danny Bowman's dating someone else. Turns out, small world, she's dating a Huntington Park police officer. Yeah. Let me see. And there's this term that I just learned about it. Let me see here. Okay. I'll get back to it right now, fool. I'll get back to it. See, wait, it's on Google, bro. It's on Google. ¿Cómo se llama? How do you say that, bro? All right, never mind. I'm looking for this term that they used. Listen, so anyways, small world. Turns out this cop is a fan of mine and he follows me and we're friends. I can say we're friends now, bro. He's come to my house a couple of times. A couple months ago, my neighbor crashed into my garage. And I think I talked about it on the podcast. My neighbor, un viejito, un señor, in his van, crashed into my garage, bro, messing it up. I was out of town. My ring went off, but it didn't show anything because the angle, I didn't get to see what happened. It wasn't pointing at the garage. It was pointing straight ahead towards the street. My neighbor's dog ring camera did catch it. My neighbor, a different neighbor, hits me up, calls me like, "Hey, bro, they just crashed into your thing and they took off." I'm like, no manches, way. Turns out, but he has it on camera. Turns out he didn't take off. The guy, apparently, it was un viejito, way. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Apparently, the viejito crashed into my garage, obviously backed off, took off, and parked his van, somewhere down the street. It looked like he left the scene, though, but in actuality, he just hit the garage, backed off, and parked. Apparently, he never noticed. I kind of hard to believe, pero porque es viejito, I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt, that no sintió el putazo, way, right? So I call the cops because I lease where I'm at. So I call my leasing people. Hey, compa, they just crashed into my garage. I don't want to get blamed for this. What do I need to do? Apparently there's a video. It's my neighbor. I don't want to go start anything. I don't want to get a confrontation with people. Can we just, take care of this? I don't want no problems. I told my landlord to handle this shit. My landlord was like, nah, bro, call the cops, get a report, get a statement from your neighbors, whether they admit it or not, and then we'll take it from there. But we need a police report, dog. So, okay, cool. I call the cops, and turns out it's the homie The homie's like, "Oh, I'll come over." I called him basically. I called my homie like, "Hey, bro, I got you, fool. I'll come over right now, dog." He came over, and he's the one that does the report. Everything's settled. Todo bien. Aquí no pasó nada. You know, aquí no pasa nada. Talked to the neighbors. They admitted they felt bad. Again, all right. I felt bad for them, bro. I felt bad because they are literally viejitos, way living in a little apartment, and now they had to pay for this. I'm like, fool, like, come on, bro. Like, I don't want to pay for it, dog. Like, I felt bad that they had to pay for it, fool. Ugh. Anyways, so the homie comes over, the cop comes over, and he's all like, "Hey, bro, hey, fool, do you ever watch the show Love on the Spectrum?" This is like 6 months ago, bro. We're talking about like September, por ahí, way. He's like, "Yeah, of course I watched that show, bro." Like, "Oh, dude, so I'm dating one of the." I'm like, "What?" And at that time I'm like, "Bro, are you on the spectrum, bro?" But I didn't ask him, fool. I guess whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, he just starts raving how happy he is and how he's like, met this cool girl and this and that. I thought it was dope. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was cute. Whatever, dog. But yeah, small world. I know the cop dating Danny Bowman. And so I was a big fan of Danny Bowman myself. She's like Latina living in Pasadena, bro. She's very funny, very adorable on the show. Like I'm pulling for her. But I'm also caught a little bit in the thing because I watched season episode 1 and I see Danny Bowman with her boyfriend, the different boyfriend at the time. And I really like the boyfriend. The boyfriend's dope. He's like Mexican también. They're both Latinos. He's like super cool. I really like that dude. And so now I'm afraid to see what is going to happen with this couple because they look so happy. And like, come on, dog. But I'm invested on both sides, right? I know the homie right now is taking care of her and loves her and what is happy to be with her and they're happy with each other. But then I see this side where I see Danny Bowman with her other boyfriend who I also really like. And I'm very invested in this character. Again, Mexican, super dope, super funny, super cool. Ah, man. And so, yeah. So put in the comments if you're watching Love on the Spectrum. Let me know, bro. All right. And I don't want to, I don't know, fool. I don't know what to tell you about these guys, man. You got to watch the show. I was going to say something inappropriate right now, dog, about them, getting it on and stuff like that. I don't want to say all that, dog. They're so innocent. It's hard to go there, dog. But I do want to do some spoofs, sketches on this show, bro, because I think there's a lot of funny things in there, fool. All right. Would you date somebody on the spectrum? Autistic person, Eric?
I'm married.
Okay, good answer, dog. Because see what happens like with my algorithm, bro. I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's this lady that's Down syndrome who's showing her cheeks on Instagram. And of course, it came out on my feed, and I tap it like that's fun, right? And sure enough, now I'm getting a bunch of like Down syndrome sexy girls on my algorithm, and they're all popping up all the time because I click like on this, man. So it's like you kick out, you double tap on one Down syndrome fat cheeked person,
you get them all,
and you get them all, bro. Same thing with I tapped on one transsexual person who was very attractive, and now my whole discovery page is transsexuals, hot transsexuals, dog. Which, ojalá que no me muera, I don't die soon because my damn algorithm is out of whack right now, dog. All right. Anyways, I think I've said too much and I've shared too much. Moving on. Thanks, man. Again, for sure. Horchata with Oat Milk, all that shit. Moving on. That's what I'm binging right now. White Lotus, just finished it. Love on the Spectrum on it. Can't wait for The End of Us, The Last of Us. That's coming up, right? Cool. All right. Before we get to Sports Minute, I want to get to questions, dog. And I want to actually, before I move on, there's where is it? There's this term. There's a term that is used for people who are not autistic, and I'm looking for that term. Let me see here. There's a term that they use, and I have to find it. I have to probably cover that later. Just put it in the comments, fool. You know the word I'm looking for that I can't find it right now. I should have written it down, dog. Let me see here. I'm trying not to read any spoilers, but I'm looking at her new couple. All right, I'm gonna have to move on. All right. But good luck to them. Okay, let's get to questions. Dog. Comments. I got a couple questions. I think I want to cover some of these. Let me see. First comment. Most of my favorite comedians are coming to Tucson in May or June. Barbosa, Esparza, Lopez, Hart. Just missing you. Aw, where are you? Phoenix doesn't count. First of all, we're coming to Phoenix April 18th to 19th. Tucson, we're working on it, bro. There's not very many. I don't know where these guys are performing. They must be performing in stadiums or something because we can't find an actual venue that will bring Perritos World to Tucson. We're going to continue to look. We know it's out there. We know Tucson is a dope spot to perform at. I love Tucson. I've been there like twice. Hot girls out there for sure. And I'm excited to go back. And we are working on it. Thank you, Ceci. We're working on it. All right. Great advice I follow that as well about me lending money and not expecting it back. That's people you lose. It is what it is. All right. David Lopez, 6'1", you're a fool, Jerry. Phoenix, he will be a stand-up live April 19th, supporting the Perritos World Tour. We also will be available for picks. The Phoenix Heat are coming to stand-up live to check out the Perritos World Tour April 19th. They're going to be there. You can meet these Mexican Globetrotters in person, dog. All right? So.
Hey, they be fucking shit up, fool.
Who?
Your boys.
They're pretty good.
The Heat?
Yeah.
Or the Suns? The Suns or the Heat?
No, see, I'm in the Heat.
The Heat.
They're a Mexican adult basketball team. And I clown on them, but I'm proud of them, bro. They're really good. I've yet to see any other games, but I see them on Instagram. I watch their highlights. They're actually really good. They made it to the semifinals this last time they came out to Palm Springs, but before that, they've won championships.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching some a reel, and they were towered over, but they were fucking shoom, shoom, shoom.
They really are. Yeah, exactly, bro. Están chaparritos, güey, pero le echan ganas. And you look at them, fool, they look like little pre-diabetic ass fools, dog, for sure. Pero ahí están echándole ganas, güey. I'm proud of them. So I met these fools out there in Phoenix when I performed, and we've become friends. They've reached out. They've sent me birthday gifts. Y todo. Oh, son chulada de gentes, güey, todos, güey. Chulada, güey. They come out deep, bro. And we just have a good time when we're out there, fool. So, for sure. I am the same way, bro. If I lend money, I just assume I'm giving it away and quite possibly losing a friend in the process. La neta, I also got this from the Bronx Tale. David Esparza, echoing my words and my beliefs. That's exactly the approach I take, dog, for sure. Sig, glad you're doing it, bro. Living life. When I was talking about the PJs, which, by the way, I was, again, this weekend, I was with Fluffy. I was in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and New York, dog. Thank you for Fluffy for letting me hang out again and let me open for him. It's always, I just didn't want to talk about it again because I did a whole rant last week. But básicamente, same story. Flying private jets, tour buses, full catering, 5-star hotels. Thank you to Mr. Gabriel Iglesias for letting me just be part of that opportunity, man. It's awesome, bro. La Pobreza. Okay. I just received the Perritos World National Tour hoodie today. G Guerrero. Thank you, brother. Wear it proud. All right, here comes our first question from Jesse F.81. Mayor Garcia, how do we solve the homeless issue in LA? You wanted questions. I mean, I've honestly put a lot of thought into this. I have, bro, throughout the years. Homelessness does kind of bother me.
Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh my God, I'm burning up. It's too hot for this, man. I better get a good tip, man. Oh my God.
Oh my God, for me? Is it from Jose?
No, it can't be Miguel. He blocked me. Is it Bobby? No, he's back with his wife. Jorge? No, he doesn't like women anymore. Lucas! Wait, no, he's in prison. James? No, James is too broke. He owes me money. Eric? Is it Eric? Wait, no, he has a restraining order against me. Is it Christian? No, he hates me. Chewy? Is it Chewy? I burnt his apartment down. Can't be Chewy. Esteban? For sure it's Esteban. No, wait, he's transitioning right now to Evelyn.
They're from Rick! Rick, what made it on the card?
Oh, right, Rick, my boyfriend.
As far as, like, obviously where people should not be sleeping on the streets, dog. Like, no, especially in this country, much less in this city. Los Angeles, the country itself, bro. Of course, like we're better than that, compa. We're better than. We're literally the top country in the world, dude. And for us to have people sleeping in the streets does not seem right, right? But with that said, I know it's harder than it sounds, right? It's not easy to house this many people. A lot of them with very serious issues, drug related, just brain related, psychiatric related issues. Can't start with that. I don't understand enough. My brother, as I've shared, is a recovered meth addict. He's been in the streets. He's lived in the streets. He chooses the streets over his family many times because of this drug. As much as we love him and care for him and want the best for him and are there for him and everything, he would literally choose the streets over us, dog. So, and a lot of these people are in that same situation. They don't want the help. They don't want the help, dog. Or some people are just too far gone where they can't be domesticated. They can't live a normal housed home life. They can't. So it's very difficult to just how to approach this, dog. It's just, you can easily say, build more houses, build more Section 8, build more projects. You can easily say that, dog. But with that comes a lot of people who are not ready for that system, bro. So again, to answer your question, I don't know, man. As Mary Garcia, it's hard to tell, fool. Like apparently back in the 80s and the 70s, there was like nut houses, right? That's where a lot of these homeless people were at, in nut houses, literally crazy homes where they house these people and les daban supposedly su apoyo, which it came out. Turns out it wasn't. It was just being tranquilized and mistreated, la chingada. So that system didn't work, but that kept a lot of those people off the streets to a different type of tragedy that they were living. So again, because we could go back to that, that's what I was trying to say. Maybe we go back to nut houses, just being a little better controlled and restrained, a more controlled environment than what it used to be. But who knows? Maybe we don't have the resources for that either, dog. With all of that comes money and time. And, and sometimes, again, it goes back to a lot of people just don't want the help, which is unfortunate, right? So está cabrón, güey. And then there are people who do want help and, they get lost in the system. Like one of my favorite movies is Pursuit of Happiness, right? I really like that movie, Pursuit of Happiness, dog. But one thing that just didn't seem right to me in that movie, and again, it's Hollywood, is where like Will Smith has his son with him, little kid, literally 5 years old, and he's trying to get himself a bed for the night in this homeless shelter, and they don't help him, dog. And they're like, no, go get in line, go back in the line, you can't cut. Bro, he has a 5-year-old with him, dog. Like, this guy should take priority, dog. No child should be in line to get a bed, right? So that one, I don't know. I'm hoping that our system is better than that, where they're not turning away kids from having a bed to sleep in a homeless shelter, dog. I'm hoping. I hope. I also did get to work. I also worked after school programs in the hood in South Central Los Angeles. And turns out Carver Middle School, where I coached James Harden, during this time, I also got to meet a lot of homeless children. There are homeless children, bro. So what happens is that when they come to my program, after school program, shout out to Woodcraft Rangers, so they would come, they have to fill out a form, right, to participate. And in that form, I would notice Garcia, the address of Skid Row. Skid Row is a home where all the homeless people reside, where all the homeless shelters are at in downtown LA. And I started noticing Town Avenue is a street, or Spring Street is a street that these homeless shelters are at. And so I started noticing, and then they would put the name of the resource center, right? Like Los Angeles Home Services, whatever the heck, right? And so I was noticing that was her address, bro. And so les preguntaba, güey, obviously, hey, compa, like, where's this at? And they're like, oh, it's, shelter where I sleep with my dad or my mom. No, eso me quebraba el corazón, güey. I'm like, no manches, güey. I remember there was one kid in particular who LA Times did an article about him, how he was like getting these good grades. I got to meet him. Se llamaba David. I forgot his last name. I got to hang out with this kid, and he was very impressive because he was getting really good grades despite living in a homeless shelter with his father, dog. That Pursuit of Happiness situation, dog. But this kid was like a middle schooler, 7th, 8th grade. And they did a whole article on him, bro. And I remember I read it. Like, oh, we're proud of him, bro. Tell you how he had this picture in the newspaper. And I was so proud of that kid, bro. But it also just made me realize how there's actually children living in the streets, compa. And that sucks, fool. So, like, we should at least start there, bro. Like, let's start there. Let's at least not have any children's sleeping on sidewalks, dog. Can we just start there, bro? Like, come on. I don't know. I don't know how to solve it because all that it just means money. And then all this money it just gets lost, right? It goes to different places that it doesn't end up where it's supposed to end up, fool. So as far as me solving the homeless, I don't think I did a good job right now. I don't think I did it. I don't think we solved it, bro. But it's always in my mind, bro. It really is. I drive by LA downtown. I worked near there for a long time. I seen what goes there. What goes on there is not pretty. But a lot of these people, you just don't know, man. And I don't even know how long they live, like physically. I don't know how long they survive out there. I wonder what their lifespan's like, man, because it can't be that great. All right. Está cabrón. All right. Let me see here. Where we at on time? Okay. A few more minutes, fool. Here we go. Hey, fool, can I borrow $200? Mm-hmm. I see what you did there. I'll pay you back in 6 months, loco. Of course. And once again, I love Jerry. I do. Oh, check this one out, Eric. Check out this comment, fool. I think we're going to end with this one after this. I love Jerry. I do. But I went to school with this fool, and he was a mean roaster. I used to worry when this vato walked in class because he was on a rampage. So I kind of don't buy the whole I don't like pranks and using people for jokes stance. Again, I'm here for you, Jerry. I love his comedy, and I'm proud of him, but I'm calling BS on this, dog. So basically, I talked about last week about Impractical Jokers, who that's not my kind of comedy because I don't like when people use people to make fun of as a prank, as a tool to make people laugh. I never liked that stuff. And so this was calling me out about high school. First of all, it says Tona Yi Maya 4084 Tone A Little Maya. Hit me up, bro. I want to know exactly who this is. But yeah, I replied that I would bring this up. Okay, so yeah, so when I was in high school, obviously, as an idiot teenager, like all of us were in high school, I was a punk. We were all punks. I was a dick. I was funny. And I have talked about many times that when I was funny in middle school and high school, I won funniest in the yearbooks. I was known as a class clown. I was. Era más loco. I've talked about that. I've talked about how in those days I would do whatever it took to make people laugh. I would trip. I would, pants people. I would roast people. I would talk shit to women, to girls, to boys. I didn't give a shit. I would do that. Yes, I would do that. But in class, I was also very respectful. I knew my spots. I knew where I can get away with it and where I couldn't. In class, I was pretty respectful most of the time. I would say funny things. I would say funny comments. I would make funny noises. I'll do the fart noises when needed. I would do all the stupid things that I had to do to make people laugh respectfully because I never wanted to get in trouble or get kicked out or anything. So teachers really enjoyed my company in classrooms. Teachers were like my fans, and I enjoyed making teachers laugh because they were adults. Oh, they're grown-up people laughing at my dumb ass. And I got a kick out of that. I really did. But with my classmates, there was no holds barred, bro. Like, I was no holding back, bro. I'm going to attack. I'm going to roast. They're going to roast me. They're going to talk shit to me. I'm going to take it. I'm going to give, and I'm going to take. That's the rules and the laws of the time, okay? I got made fun of a lot. I had a lot of funny friends around me who knew how to roast, bro. Looking at you, Miguel, looking at you, Francisco Reese, looking at you, Eric Torres, looking at you, a lot of you guys who I hung out with, and they roasted the shit out of me every freaking day, dog, okay? And I roasted back, okay? I did my thing. So yes, I talked a lot of shit, as I should. I'm in high school, of course. That's what I did. But as you grow up and you mature, you realize that's not the way, compa. That's not the way. That's not cool, bro. So I matured, obviously, right? And especially when I started doing comedy, then I became a student of the game, of how to relate, how to do this for a living, how to make fun of people the right way, how to roast, how to do all this stuff and be inclusive and have fun and be likable. You start to learn all this when you go into this business, right? So now comedy is like a business. It's my job. And I love it. I embrace it. I appreciate it. I respect it. So I'm also a student. So I know how to navigate around it, right? I know when is a good time to make fun of something, when it's not, so forth and so on. In high school, obviously, I didn't have those tools. I didn't know how to do that. I was just talking shit always. In fact, I got a good story. Good friend of mine, one of my best friends, who's actually a compadre of mine, who he baptized one of my children's. I forget which one. I think Diego or Adrian. I forget which one. He baptized one of my kids. He's a year older than me, Albert Carrizales. All right. Now, Albert in high school was one of the most popular dudes in school. He helped me become popular because he was older than me and he liked me. So he introduced me to a lot of the older heads in school, and they accepted me because of him, because he was very popular. He was a star baseball player of our team. And at that time, our team was very strong. Spartans baseball, look it up, 95, 96, 97. We were one of the best baseball teams out there, bro. In fact, he got drafted. This guy got drafted by the Houston Astros, I believe, or Texas Rangers, one of the Texas teams. He got drafted late rounds, of course. But he got drafted, big deal. Came on the newspaper and everything. The point is that before we became friends, we had some classes together, and he was always popular, right? He had chicks around him, but he also looked kind of funny. You know, he had a big head. You know, he had the pinche 90210 sideburns and stuff like that. So he was a target for me, because I felt like this guy's way up here. If I roast him, people are gonna laugh, you know, because he's a somebody. So I would roast him, bro. And I would talk shit about him all the time in class, outside of class. I'll just make fun of his fat head, of his sideburns, of the way he walked, of his fat. He had a big butt, so of his big ass. And I forget, ya ni sé ni tanto que le decía, but I would talk shit a lot. And I would always roast him in front of people, and I would embarrass him. And girls, of course, would laugh at him because of me making fun of him. He was older than me and obviously much bigger than me, much better shape. And I was always puny and small. So he couldn't do shit. He couldn't kick my ass. He would look bad. It was a lose-lose situation for him. Like, if I kick his ass, I'm just going to look like a bully. So he said he never kicked he goes, trust me, bro. I wanted to fucking kick your ass, bro. I wanted to whoop your ass so bad. I was thinking of sending someone to kick your ass that was more your size. But I was so mad at you. I don't know where or when, but we became friends. I think he started roasting back, and I think he got me a few times where we kind of started respecting each other mutually. And so by the end of the school year, we actually became friends. We actually hung out, and we actually got into the same circle. And I appreciated him for that, because he could have whooped my ass, and I would go hard on him every time I would see him, and I would make sure there was people around. I think I was just jealous of him, just jealous of his popularity, of him having always hot chicks around him. And I think I was just jealous of that. So I would just kind of try to bring him down. And that was basically my motive, fool. And it worked. And a lot of these people would laugh because of him, bro, at him. So he would tell me, dude, bro, I fucking hated you, dog. I wanted to whoop your ass, fool. So this reminded me of that. I thought maybe it was even him that wrote this, but it's not.
Hey, so you're saying you're a big old bully?
I was sort of a bully, and that's perspective, dog. But see, no way, because I would make fun of people, but I would lay it across everyone, bro, like everybody. And I would also get roasted on a lot too, dog. Trust me, I'm an easy target. Prieto, feo, flaco, chaparro. I heard it all, dog. I heard it all from my homies, dog. So it's not like if I was just bullying people, I was also getting it too, dog. Especially around my own close friends, dog. We would go at it with each other, dog. And still today, I would say that some of my friends were a lot funnier than me, dog. Even at that time, bro. Obviously, now I'm the one that made it as a professional, and they didn't. But I would still go back and give props to a lot of the homies who I came up with, who I think were a lot funnier than me and should have been stand-up comics, dog, but weren't. But I learned from them. I learned about how to deliver, how to make fun of people, how to just come up with stuff. I learned from them, bro. I'll never stop giving them props, fool, because there were a lot of these fools who just would be so impressed with the shit they would come up with, dog. And I enjoyed being around them, and they made me who I am. So for sure. All right. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Yes, I was a bit of a jerk in high school. Yeah, I grew out of that basically. And today, maybe because of that PTSD, I don't like to see that. I don't like to see people getting made fun of. I don't like to see people getting bullied. I don't like to see people getting used as a prank. I don't like that shit, dog. So maybe it comes from that. But I was that guy for a while in high school. But I moved on from that. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Just a quick little sports minute. Literally, sports minute, bro. Just want to talk about the Lakers. We're heading into the last few games of the regular season and into the playoffs. By the time I do this podcast again, I think it will be the start of the playoffs. I'm liking what I'm seeing, except for obviously those Luka tantrums. The Luka tantrums get old, but we knew what we were getting. Okay, he's always been this way. He's been a little bit of a diva, you could say, someone who like thinks he could get away with stuff. And we knew that. I used to hate seeing it when he was playing with Dallas. It was annoying as shit. But now he's a Laker, and he's one of ours. And hopefully, I'm still hoping he grows out of this, but I don't see it happening. I think he's always going to be this way, dog. I think he would have grown out of it already. He's been in the league for like 6 years, and he's still throwing these tantrums that are causing him technical fouls and getting kicked out of games. And I'm afraid that hopefully this does not hurt us or bite us in the ass later, dog, because he's a very special player. I love watching him play. I'm so glad he's a Laker, dog. But these Luka tantrums can get a little tiring and old quickly, dog. And I hope that does not affect us in the long run going into the playoffs, because when we're playing good, no one could stop us, dog. You saw what happened in Oklahoma City on Sunday. Dominated the best team in the NBA, just dominated them. And then yesterday, Monday, they played again, which we lost, but the game was back and forth, a bunch of ties, leads changing back and forth, and then Luka gets kicked out over dumb shit and cost us basically the game, bro. At least, even though they had the lead at the time, we thought we had one more run or two in us left. He cost us that. But anyways, we lost. Whatever. We'll take the split. But we are very strong, and I'm very excited about what we can happen in the playoffs. So let's go Lakers. Lakers all the way, dog. I don't want to just sound like a homer, but I do. Just looking around on paper, the Denver Nuggets are falling apart, and dude, Mike Malone gets fired. That is unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. There had to be something more than that to that for that to happen. But anyways, good luck to the Lakers. Let's go. Dodgers are stumbling a little bit. It's early in the season. I'll get to them later, bro. Okay? Lakers, let's go. Playoff time, baby. Let's do this. I'm Jerry Garcia. Thank you so much. Keep sending your questions, all your feedback on all those shows you're binging on. Lakers, all this other stuff. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, fool. I'm out. Late.